Chapter 13, 46. Qiao Clan's Trouble, Rabbit's Deep Love. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Of course, over these last days, Fang Yuan was not doing nothing. The biggest batch of regretful spiders in his possession had been sold. Fang Yuan's red date immortal essence storage was no longer lacking. As for Vajra Shell, Fang Yuan had completed its modification. He only needed to test it. Because his dark path attainment level had risen to Grandmaster, he successfully created an immortal killer move, Extended Dark Concealment. This move used rank 6 Dark Limit Immortal Goo and rank 7 Perseverance Immortal Goo as the cores, and several hundred Mortal Goo to greatly lengthen the effect of Dark Limit Immortal Goo. At this time, Qiao requested to meet him. At Fang Yuan's will, the doors opened. Qiao had a grim expression, worry could be seen on her face. She brought bad news with her. Other than Yao Clan, Ho Clan, and Yang Clan taking over Wu Clan's territories, Ba Clan and Xia Clan had also moved at the same time, but against Qiao Clan. Looking at Southern Borders map, Ba Clan and Xia Clan were to the north of Qiao Clan. They bordered Qiao Clan. Qiao Clan lost their wedding dress lake and empty origin pit. They were annexed by Ba Clan and Xia Clan respectively. After Qiao Clan's first Supreme Elder, Qiao Jikai, went missing, Qiao Clan also did the strategy of gathering their Gu Immortals and defending their base, in anticipation of the enemy. This made Ba Clan's and Xia Clan's actions very successful. Qiao Clan lost a lot just now. Wedding Dress Lake and Empty Origin Pit were resource points that were more valuable than Blood-Tide Pit. Qiao Clan was the weakest Righteous Path superforce. After losing 2 resource points, Qiao Clan was furious and upset, though Fang Yuan had also heard of these 2 resource points. There was a folklore about this wedding dress lake in Southern Border. According to legends, a fairy in heaven weaved clothing, making her own wedding dress. Whoever received it would become the husband of this fairy. After the fairy made the wedding dress, she tossed it into this lake, and it was picked up by a fisherman who lived by the lake. The immortal and mortal loved each other, staying inside the lake, living happily ever after. This story was mostly fiction, but Wedding Dress Lake had all sorts of clothing goo, like Fire Cloak goo, Water Armor goo, Wood Armor goo, and so on. In its history of being in Qiao Clan's control, it had produced 3 wild immortal goo. As for Empty Origin Pit, it was known by the mortals living in the mountains nearby as the final resting spot. It could communicate with the immortal realm. After the ignorant mortals died, their corpses were tossed into this pit. Before these corpses landed, they would be torn to shreds by the space path Dalmarks here. These ignorant mortals thought that the reason was because they had ascended to the immortal realm after dying. The truth was, this place was excellent in producing space path resources. Xia Clan had wanted it for a long time, and even though Qiao Clan was not their match, they were backed by Wu Clan. Right now, with Qiao Jikai and Wu Yong missing, this was a great opportunity. How could Xia Clan miss it? Qiao Clan and Wu Clan had been in an alliance for a long time. Their fortunes were tied together. Qiao Clan was invaded by Ba Clan and Xia Clan. It was like Wu Clan getting attacked. This way, including Yao Clan, Hu Clan, and Yang Clan, a total of 5 superforces were attacking Wu Clan. The situation was at its worst. If they could not stop this, Wu Clan and Qiao Clan would lose even more territory later. I will arrange it now. Wu Qiao will bring the immortal Gu House here and escort us back, Fang Yuan said to Qiao. Qiao nodded. This was the reason she came. With Qiao Clan's predicament, Qiao had to look for help from Fang Yuan. Actually, because of Fang Yuan's delay, Qiao was very unhappy already. If not for the fact that Qiao Clan only had 1 immortal Gu House, they would have already sent out 1 to bring Fang Yuan away. Go arrange it too. Gather Qiao Clan's Gu Immortals. We are leaving together, Fang Yuan said again. Qiao was stunned. Together? What about here? We can only give it up temporarily. Fang Yuan made up his mind. He did not hesitate. Then what about the immortal Gu we used to set up this formation? Qiao frowned. We will bring them away. Otherwise, some Gu Immortals with ill intent will forcefully refine them, or even destroy them. We know what these people are capable of. Excuses are too easy to find. Fang Yuan said plainly. Don't forget that my formation path attainment is not low. I am capable of taking out some immortal goo. Fang Yuan added. Qiao Silu thought of Fang Yuan and Qi Shang's competition. She nodded, thinking, Wu Yi Hai's formation path attainment is indeed not low. Qi Shang had once praised him for it. In fact, she underestimated Fang Yuan. Right now, his formation path attainment level was at Grandmaster. He was comparable to Qi Shang. In the past, the Super Gu formation was completely indecipherable to him. He could not see anything. But after becoming a formation path Grandmaster and staying here for so long, Fang Yuan had gained a rather deep understanding of this Super Gu formation. Modifying this Gu formation was out of his ability, but taking away some immortal Gu was possible. After the decision was made, Qiao Silu called Qiao Clan Gu Immortal Qiao Bo. Pack up. When Wu Clan's immortal Gu house arrives, we will leave and return to our base. Qiao Bo quickly acknowledged, asking in succession, When are they coming? I need to arrange the clansmen. Qiao Silu looked at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan waved his hand. No rush. I had just contacted them. It will take some time. Qiao Bo expressed joy on his face as he left respectfully. Even though Wu Clan's base is near Yitian Mountain, if they are sending an immortal Gu house, it will take 4 to 5 days to reach here. In this case, I can do the final round of the business. Qiao Bo left and started to think. The business he thought of was naturally the immortal opportunity business. Qiao Clan and Wu Clan were in dire straits. This caused Qiao Clan's and Wu Clan's Gu Immortals to feel worried. The immortal opportunity business was taking a huge hit. 2 of Qiao Clan's Gu Immortals were stationed to guard the Super Gu formation here. Qiao Bo was one of them. He had rank 6 cultivation level. When he was sent here, he begrudged the decision, but the immortal opportunity business changed his mind. Now that we are returning, the immortal opportunity business cannot continue. There might even be fights later. Since we are leaving anyway, I will make this a big one. Qiao Bo gritted his teeth, making up his mind. A day later, Qiao Bo met with Demonic Path Gu Immortal Fairy Miao Yin. Fairy, we meet again. Qiao Bo had an excited expression. His eyes were darting around as he observed Fairy Miao Yin. Even though Fairy Miao Yin was in the demonic path, her strength and appearance was top tier. She was one of the 3 great fairies of southern border, on par with Qiao Silu. All along, Fairy Miao Yin had been entering the giant dream realm to find opportunities in the dream realm. Even though her soul was often injured, the dream path materials that she gathered were not few. Even though Wu Clan and Xiao Clan and other super forces tried to buy these dream path materials from her, Fairy Miao Yin rejected them all without hesitation. Let's go in and speak, Qiao Bo said as he looked at the 2 Gu Immortals behind Fairy Miao Yin. According to the rules, each business would only have 1 demonic cultivator or lone immortal. But this time, because Qiao Bo was going to leave, he made this a big one and went ahead to bring in 3 Gu Immortals at once. At the same time in Wu Clan's area, Lady White Rabbit looked at Wu An. Lord Wu An, is it true that everyone is leaving, and so urgently? Wu An nodded. The situation is not looking good. I'm sure you've heard some rumors. But it is not a problem. Don't worry. Wu Clan will not fall. Just stay here and manage the immortal opportunity business. Wait for us to return. Lady White Rabbit pondered for a moment before asking weakly, Before you leave, I want to meet Lord Wu Yi Hai again. Is that possible? Wu An had a difficult expression. Lord Wu Yi Hai is in seclusion now. He is trying to deduce an immortal killer move. He might not have time for you. Lady White Rabbit had a sad expression. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling. I want to meet Lord Wu Yi Hai. I just want to take a glance at him. Isn't he leaving too? I will wait here for a few days until he comes out. Is that okay? Wu An sighed deeply. It was obvious at a glance that Lady White Rabbit had affection towards Wu Yi Hai. It is a pity that the feeling is not mutual. I'm afraid that in Lord Wu Yi Hai's eyes, Lady White Rabbit is just a tool. What a shame. Wu An felt some sympathy in him. He nodded. All right, you can stay here. Lord Wu Yi Hai will see you after he ends his closed cultivation. Thank you, thank you. Lady White Rabbit was overjoyed. She quickly thanked him profusely. Cultivating in the secret room, Fang Yuan held a rank 7 immortal goo. Immortal goo precaution. This goo worm was the size of 2 hands. It was like a long-horned beetle with a black exoskeleton. It was very heavy. Even with Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal body, he could not hold it. But it had already been refined by Fang Yuan. It was floating in the air now, as Fang Yuan observed it. This immortal goo was one of the 2 immortal goo that Fang Yuan had taken after joining Wu Clan as Wu Yihai. As the name suggested, the immortal goo's effect was to protect the goo immortal. It was rule path and had one weakness. When used alone, it needed some time to activate. It could only activate its effects after 10 breaths of time. 10 breaths of time was not short for goo immortals. Especially in intense battles, 10 breaths of time was enough for a dozen rounds of fights, with countless attacks unleashed. And most importantly, if a goo immortal sneak attacked, life and death would be decided in an instant. By then, activating precaution, immortal goo would be too slow. However, once precaution immortal goo was activated, 10 breaths of time later, its defensive effect would be incredible. It was one of the top rank 7 defensive immortal goo. It had status equal to Sword Escape immortal goo. Not long ago, Fang Yuan had a new idea. He wanted to fuse precaution immortal goo into the immortal killer move Vajra Shell. And now he had already designed the killer move. He just needed to test it.